we must be equal in the society. As a leader in the society, my children must go to a government school. And I monitor my children and make sure that the government school performs better. But the kind of leadership that you get from fake revolutionaries like Julius Malema is that they will tell you, we need this and that, and then in turn take their children to these expensive St. Albanian, St. whatever schools, pay 200,000 per annum for a primary school kid, and then go in a shack and agitate a person from the shack to say, hate white people. We need to move to a level where we understand that white people, some of them, their great-great-great-great-parents arrived here in the 500s, in the 1500s, 1600 or 1700. If you chase them from here, they don't have another home. Some of them, they don't even know where their great-grandfather comes from. Right? So these are people that are part of our society. What we should be doing is to advance a program to say, how do we then teach individuals to understand that racism is a bad thing. They must not be racist, people must not be tribalistic, must not be all of those prejudices that people have. That should be the program that we should drive. We should not be driving a program of hatred, because the more you drive the programs that the likes of Julius Malema are driving, the more you keep on making society divided. You're not achieving anything by doing that. But if you have an approach that says, let's be a multi-racial society, a non-racist society, then you're driving a program that seeks to unite people. Because the reality of it is that these people that you call white people, they are part of our society. They are part of this society. And we've got millions of them in this country. And have been here. All right. Yes, these new ones that came, just like these are new blacks that came from other countries that came to this country. But these people are part and parcel of this particular country, and we should embrace them, and we should make sure that they also understand that for us to build a better society, we must coexist with them. Right. So the posture that seeks to say that if DA or whites are serving in government, I should not serve in that particular government. You're actually pushing an agenda that you do not want white people to coexist with us. And you cannot build a better South Africa and a better country if you do not coexist with white people. So I'm saying the policies are Zena's policies. His conduct as well as an individual is a deadly. You can see it's an individual who maybe at some point there is allegation. I'm saying that he smokes drugs. These are allegations, allegedly. I just want to put it on record that he smokes drugs. So you have seen the things that were coming out of his nose when he was addressing. Those are elements that comes out of people that smokes drugs. So do we want a druggie as a future president? I mean, that man, Floyd, was tasked by them at the EFF to be the negotiator of the GNU. Went and negotiated, and there was an agreement that Floyd should become a deputy minister of finance. And when he went back and reported, Julius Malema then took a phone and called the president of the country and demanded to be made a deputy president of the country. He said, if I just make me a deputy president, even if it's only for 3 months. That's how that man is desperate and power hungry. Imagine having an irrational, directionless deputy president like him, who has to serve in a society that we have, which is a complicated, complex society with a lot of educated people that are sophisticated, and they had to have an individual like him leading a country. We have seen that movie before. We can't go back to that.
Let me come in. I've let you speak for all this time. Politically incorrect. So this is what happens when you tell me that Amashan, stop interrupting a guest when he speaks, and then at the same time it's you who say Amashan, so you let him say this without interrupting him. This is why you make our life difficult. So at the beginning, see, I'm not writing anything down. I'm trying to remember everything. Yeah. And this is why sometimes I interject when a guest speaks. So number one, you said Floyd was suffering for 10 years. Yeah. Number two, you said Julius is the so-called CIC. And then another thing that I remember just now, because I don't want to interrupt the rest of the stuff. You spoke about
Aye.
Minjani?
Ivukile mnjani?
Ayimanyana.
I'm recording.
before we
You must cut this part. Yes.
before we interrupt,
Yeah.
you spoke about checking out people.
Yeah.
So I even forgot what I wanted to say. I lost my
Yeah,
trail of
yeah,
thought.
yeah.
But I just want you to speak on that, the allegation that of
Okay.
course, he smokes drugs. I think that one
When the organization started, let me go back.
you said 10 years,
Yeah.
and you said Julius is
When the organization started,
called the so-called
the so-called CIC.
I don't want you to answer and cover
Yes.
yourself.
No,
I
I'm
want
not covering
I want
myself.
To ask you, what do you see Julius as?
I see as a bipolar person who needs psychiatric evaluation. I think Malema needs serious psychiatric evaluation. They must be evaluated to check his level of bipolar so that the psychiatrist can be able to deal with that particular state of mind. Now,
I
let's
remembered what,
yes.
I wanted to ask you. So Julius he had his response, and he categorically stated those allegations were he did not rebut anything that the guys came back with. So that's Julius Malema. So I wanted just to put it on record.
He's lying.
Yeah, he might be lying, but
Yeah.
I just want you to know.
Yeah, on
and
record.
especially the audience
Yes.
to know that.
I'm saying
yes.
on record he's lying. But now let me go back.
So you
When-
choose to believe.
Because I know the
newspapers.
individual that you're talking
You
about.
choose to believe the newspapers and not Julius.
Yeah, I know the individual that you're talking about because when the EFF started, the Asijiki Defense Force, who were part of that, with Lufuno Gogoro and many others, when he was fired from the ANC Youth League, we supported the cause because we felt that he was unfairly treated. As a young person at the time, myself, naive and all of that. Now, what is critical is that the behavior that he's showing now, he showed it at the time. That's why some of us, when we supported it, before that thing took off, we left it. Because we could see something is wrong here. The likes of Gogoros, Malaika or Azania as well, they left that thing because of his behavior. And Lemnitama as well left that thing. So there is a trail of Mandi Samasheko left that thing, right? Now that man can go and pronounce and say, open the borders, people must come in here. I'm just showing you a person who can think can't speak like that. Now he says no, open the borders, let all foreigners come in here, right? Now let me take you back a little bit. When Tito Mboweni was still a governor of the Reserve Bank of South Africa, Gideon Gono was still, if not Kombo Moyan, Gideon Gono was still the Reserve Bank governor of Zimbabwe. There was a debate that was held amongst Reserve Bank governors in Africa, right? To say, let's have one currency in the continent. And one issue that came in was, if you have one currency in the African continent with the instability that is in the African continent, you're going to make countries that have at least stability suffer, right? So this debate of open borders and all that have